Hello, hello everyone. So I think attendees are yet joining. So maybe we will wait for 4 more minutes. Until then, if your friends have not joined yet, please let them know that we are starting soon. Okay, so I think participants are still joining. Until then, let's start this webinar. So hello all, welcome to today's webinar session, which is on Introduction to 3DEXCITE Creative Experience session. In this session, you will get to learn about the 3DEXCITE tools from which you can like creatively present your project. And also at the end of this webinar, you will also get to know about the next stage of this competition, which is FDC, Final Design Submission. So I think let's start. So we have with us Ayush Agarwal, who is 3DEXCITE technical lead in the system. And also we have Pradnya Bagul, who is 3DEXCITE creative designer in the system. So we have our experts. So let's get started with this webinar. Over to you, Ayush.
Thank you so much, Kunlik. I'll start presenting my screen.
Yep.
Hope you can see it.
Yes, Aisha, it's visible.
Perfect. So, Pradnya will start the session, and then I'll jump in between. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Ayush. Hello, everyone. Hi, this is Pradnya Bagul, and me and Ayush have been working with 3DEXCITE, and the tag which we carry with us is storytellers. So, we are going to teach you what is storytelling and how you can learn it, how you can present your product better. So, to start with, storytelling in product explanation. When we explain a product through storytelling, we go beyond technical details and show how it fits into real life. Instead of just saying what the product does, we describe how it solves the problem, who uses it, and how it makes their life better. This makes the design more relatable and easier to understand for everyone and not just the designers. The advantage of storytelling is that it builds empathy, captures attention, and makes our idea memorable. It helps stakeholders, or in case your judges, your mentors, or even your future clients, connect emotionally with the product and inspires confidence in the design. And often it convinces people faster than plain data or just numbers. In short, storytelling turns a design solution into a meaningful experience that people can believe and in support. So the app we are using is known as Creative Experience. Ayush will further explain you how you can see the application and what is the role needed. But Creative Experience is a very powerful tool for anyone looking into to move beyond static renderings. It allows you to have interactive, immersive, and highly customizable product storytellings. Its strength lies in reusing digital twin data and enabling VR enabled presentations, although it requires some learning, and which is why we are here. So, Ayush, can you go to our next slide, please? So, this is our agenda for today. First, we'll start with how to install Experience application on your computer, how to export your product from SolidWorks. Here are some prerequisites you need to know before starting with Creative Experience. How to import your product in the application, reopening the experience. So sometimes when you are a team of three, four, or five, you divide your roles. And suppose there's a candidate, in my case, me and Ayush are a team, and he is an expert into modeling. So he has done the modeling and now he has saved it into creative experience. And I am the responsible candidate of the team who is going to take it forward. So, how to import your product in creative experience is what Ayush is going to show you. And further, how can I reopen the same scene? How to connect with each other via the application? How do you use rendering scene design, which is also an additional application which will help you create materials? We'll go into its further details and same material creation and application. So, what's your story? As I mentioned, storytelling is very important in how you uh, explain your product, because last year we had a very amazing response with our previous teams who showed their product. So, when you start with a product, you as an engineer, as a designer, you know what your story is. But if I have a vehicle, suppose I'm designing a car, and I know how the car looks. I know what is the data, where is the engine, what power, what horsepower, what application it has. But how to show your data, how to beautify your data is something you're going to learn within these 2, 3 webinars with creative experience application. So I hand it over to Ayush further, and he can tell you what other aspects we are going to learn today.
Thank you so much, Pradnya. It really sets a good stage for the need and why is it important to showcase your product in a creative way, because today the world is as much as you need engineering and data, but you also need marketing to sell your product, or to, in your case, just for the contest, for the akriti, in your case, to sell your product to your juries when you're pitching your products. So let's dive into some technical details of the Creative Experience app. What are its capabilities? So we'll cover it in a very short, because we'll go hands-on further. That will give you a better idea. So to start with, it gives you access to quickly and easily stage your product. So putting it inside a 3D scene, staging it with lights, camera setup, animation. So that is basically what the creative experience app will help you to do. Then beautify your products with the libraries of ambiances and materials. So the app comes with a built-in library of ambiances and materials that you can use readily and apply it on your product and on your parts. Then it will also help you create interactive scenarios in animation. For example, you have let's say, for example, you have a product that is a helicopter. So you can animate it, show how your mechanism work, and create an interactive scenario that will help your audience to understand your story of your product, your uniqueness of your product. Then it also helps you create UI elements and VR, AR experiences. So this is something to get more immersive, put your consumers, to put your audience in the feeds of the user of your product. That is what you can do with Creative Experience app. And lastly, when you do your final product submissions, so I think you all already have done your IDCs, which is basically outlining some details about your product. But when you do your final design submissions, so the final submissions, you need to make sure that you also take care of the marketing aspect of your product. So making a very impressive pitch that you can do with the Creative Experience app. The visuals that you see on your screens, so the pictures on the right side are some visuals that the last year's candidates have made. So all the teams participating last year also used the Creative Experience app. They showcased their product in their own unique ways. So you can see a lot of different use cases of the app where teams have used to showcase their product in a creative manner. I hope that gives you a good onboarding of what is the creative experience app, and what are we expecting from it. But that's a lot of theory and talking. So let's really go hands-on, how we do it. So first thing that we will need to do is basically need to install the application. So the Creative Experience app, right now you don't have ready access to it because you'll have to go on the community, on your student community, and you have this post from Kundlik, which is telling you, so it's the SolidWorks to 3DEXCITE post. If you open this post, you have some video that will cover already what we are going to look today, but in a full start to end scenario. So installing your Creative Experience platform, importing and exporting, applying materials, creating some experiences. I would really recommend you guys after the session to watch this video. It's a short 15 minutes video, but it will give you a very good idea. You can pause it, you can go back, really look what are the details. If you will just scroll down in this post, you'll see this link, which is a survey link for registration. And this will, so anyone of you who are interested to use this application, they have to register here, and that will give you access to the Creative Experience app. Basically, you'll get this role, which is virtual storyteller for education. So please register here as soon as you can, and then you will have email confirmation that you have been granted for this role. And then once you have the access to this role, you should see this Creative Experience app in your compass. So basically what you have to do, you have to click on the compass. In the search bar, first you make sure you have this role, so virtual storyteller for education, and then go and just type Creative Experience, and you'll have this role. Now, the first time you will try to launch it, it will not launch because you have to first install it. And if you click on this drop down, because I already have it, it is not asking me to install, but for your case, it will ask you how to basically install the app in your computer. One thing I would already suggest that make sure that you install this application on a good system, because the minimum system requirements would be at least you have 32 GB RAMs on your computer and a dedicated graphics card like AMD and NVIDIA. If you have that, then you can install. If you don't, it's not necessary to install this app on each team member's computer. Whoever is responsible for creating renderings or creating marketing content, you can install this app on that one computer, and then you can all collaborate through that. So if you want to also go into detail on how to install it, I will recommend to watch this video, because in this video you have all those details how to install. And basically, if you go ahead, it tells you all the steps required for the installation. All right. Now we have our Creative Experience app installed on your computer. But before diving into the Creative Experience app, what you need is your product that you have to import on the platform and the Creative Experience app. So in our case, I am taking an example from SolidWorks, but this applies to any CAD software. Because you are able to export step files and which are accepted by the platform. So let's start. This is my product. It's an electric scooter. Uh, what I have to do in SolidWorks, I'll just go to Save As. And then in the save type, so the format, you drop down, and there are multiple options of exporting. But for this case, I will suggest we go with the step file because it's a universal format, and it's available in most of the CAD softwares or the parametric design softwares that you'll have. But if you're using SolidWorks, you can also export it just as a SolidWorks assembly or a SolidWorks part that is also accepted by the 3D Experience app. For now, we'll just export the step file. Please check the options of your export are fitting your purpose. So for my case, I have selected the step format and solid surface geometry export output. I'm exporting everything. So the faces, the export appearances, and then once you are done with your settings, just give it a name. So for now, I will just give it a name, scooter session 1, and step file, and save it. It's exporting. All right. My export is done. I have my step file. Now, the next thing we do is just go to the platform. So we go to our, you can go to your student community. That is also good because that you're already on the right tenant. Then what you do, before we launch the Creative Experience app, first thing we need to do is set up a collaborative space for your team if you've already not done that. But I can quickly show you how to do it. So again, on your compass, search for the 3D space. And I'll tell you why we are doing this. So that opens the collaborative spaces. Now you'll see I've created already a collaborative space, which is 3DEXCITE Akriti 25 3D Experience Training. If you look at the, if I open it and go to the members, so I've already added Pradnya as a leader and owner. Why? Because the first thing that you have to do is import your product on the platform, so on your cloud. So I go back, and how do you create a new collaborative space? You just have this button available here. You click it, you write in your team's name, so A, B, C, whatever your team name, and your product. You give it a description if you want, keep the family as design and visibility as private. Once you create it, share the access with your team members. So for example, this is the 3D space that you created. Go to this eye symbol, and in here, in the members, you just click add members and you start adding people. Please add your direct team members as leader and owner or author, because they will have access to add more content rename it, delete it, those sorts of access rights. If you add contributor, they'll just be able to view it. So all right, we have our 3D space created. Now make sure that if you whenever you import any product, you are importing it to this great collaborative space. All right, now you have your step export from SolidWorks, you have your collaborative space created, all set. Now we dive into the 3D Creative Experience app. And then you just launch the app, click here, and that will launch the creative experience. When you launch it first, it will give you some fundamentals. So if you click here, you'll have how to get started. So this is already a good guide. If you have any questions or are confused on what to do, you can refer to these. But for now, I'll close this. When you close it, it opens up a scene. So it already creates a creative experience. So here you see it's the our creative experience is, it has a random name, but we will afterwards we'll rename it. Now, make sure that in your creative experience, before we import anything, that here you drop down and check which collaborative space you are inside. You might be in the common space, which is accessible by all the teams in the Akriti contest, but you have to select your private collaborative space so that your data remains with yourself and your team. Once you have selected your collab space, next thing we do is import. Now, a thing to understand here is that there are two kinds of imports that we'll do. First, we will import your product on the collaborative space, but that doesn't mean it's already in the Creative Experience app. We have to then insert your product on the Creative Experience app afterwards. So first step, click the plus icon here. So before I already do that, let me give you a little bit of context. So here, this is your browser, which is the cloud-based platform. Once you click on the Creative Experience app, it launches this window, which is basically not the cloud, but a native app that you have installed on your computer. It's called the 3D Experience Launcher. I hope that makes it clear. But now, once you are in the launcher and the Create Experience, now we click on the plus icon and we import a product. Now it will give you some options. So what kind of format are you trying to import? In our case, it's a step file. But if you scroll up, you'll see a lot many options that you can already import. So you'll find many native Dassault systems and other application formats that are able to you can import. You see SolidWorks assembly, SolidWorks part, you see step, you see Rhino, you see IGS, and a lot more. So you can also go ahead with whatever suits you. But in our case, we'll just go with the step file. The source is on my disk because I have saved the step file on my computer, but you can go ahead on 3D drive, Exchange space, wherever your product is. Now I just hit this folder icon to locate my product. So my product is called Scooter Session 1. I open it and it has already linked it. Now I just hit OK. It will take a few minutes because it is converting and opening the step file into the platform. And if you still have any questions, you can ask it in the Q&A at the end of the session. So don't worry. And even after that, if you still have any questions, you can post it in the community, or you can just refer to the video that I already showed, because it also tells you all of these steps in detail. So now it says import data successful, transfer complete. And here it has give me a report and everything is success. So we are good. Okay. Now what you see here is the product imported on your cloud, but this is not in Creative Experience yet. If you look at the top here, it is telling you it's CATIA product structure design, meaning it is just a preview of your product that has been imported, right? And it is not yet in your Creative Experience. If I go to the Creative Experience app, you don't see anything here, meaning you have to still import this product in your Creative Experience app. Now there are multiple ways of importing, but first thing that I would suggest to everyone to do, and it's very important. Once you import the product and it gives you a product preview in the CATIA structure design, right click on the top node of your product and go to the properties. You go to the properties, it will open up this dialog box. It tells you a few things. So what I am going to do, I'm just going to copy a few things from here. So I'll copy the title, which is the name of your product, and put it on my notes here. I'll also copy the PRD name, because imagine you have 3 or 4 team members working together on a product. Everyone has SolidWorks or whatever you're working on, and everyone exports different files at different times throughout the contest. It might be possible that you have the same title of your product. So if your product is a scooter, you'll always name it a scooter or something. But when you import it, you get a unique product name. So it's a PRD name, it's a PRD ID. So if you see this is always going to be a unique ID. And this is very important because, for example, if I exported this today, the PRD name is always going to remain the same. I can edit my title, but this is going to remain the same. So every time next, if I want to import it in Creative Experience or any other app, I can use and search it via this PRD name. So I copy it, I also paste it, and I would just save it in my notes somewhere so I don't forget it. Now I close this, the dialog box, and now you can also close the product preview because you have already copied the properties and the name. Now you close this. What you do now is in your creative experience. So we have again switched back to 3DEXCITE creative experience app. Now on your 3D actor, you right click and say insert a product. You see, remember we did first import from here, but that only imported our product on our collaborative space. Now we have to insert that product from collaborative space to our 3D experience scene. So I right click on the 3D actor and insert existing product. Now here you see a search dialog has appeared, meaning I can go to search and find my product. I can now write the title of my name, but as I said, I always prefer to paste the PRD name and now hit enter. If you see this finger icon, it means you are still in the search and open process. So now it has found my product, and I just hit double click on the product. And it has imported the product in the creative experience now. But you see, in creative experience, it is not looking right because it has some wrong transforms on the product. It's very easy to fix. You just click on the scooter session or your 3D product. And if you right click and again go to properties, it opens up this dialog box where you can fix your transform. So you see, I can just put 90 degrees to rotate it. And on the position, it's already flying 900 mm above. So I'll just put 0 and it goes back to the origin. Now that is it. You have your product imported in your collab space and also inserted in your 3D experience app. Last thing to do is to save your creative experience. So we'll just first rename it. So we'll rename it as Creative Experience Session 1 for today. And I'll to make it easy to search, I'll just write my name at the end. This is what I always do and can also recommend to you. It makes it easy to find if you are working in a team of 4. And I just hit enter. Now you see it's also renamed here. And to save it, you have to go to this share icon or the arrow and click it. And here you have the save option. If I save it, it saves. And when you save it, this creative experience is again going to be saved in your collab space that you have selected. So you just save and you're ready. What you do next, for example, my team member Pradna is the person who is going to create some experiences from this app. I'll just copy this, again, put it also on my notes. so I don't forget it. And then I'll tell Pradnya that, hey Pradnya, on my sim, that this is the creative experience that I've saved. Go ahead and you can make your animations or creative experiences out of it. I hope that that was a explanatory session on how to export your product from SolidWorks or any app, any 3D app, and import it to creative experience. Now I'll hand over to Pradnya, who's our storyteller, and she will use this creative experience to further process it. Over to you, Pradnya.
Thank you, Ayush. I'll just quickly share my screen. Can you please confirm if it's visible?
Mm, it's loading. Yes, it is.
Yes, perfect. Hey, hello everyone. Hi again. Thank you, Ayush. It was an amazing explanation. And now we will start with our application. So, as Ayush mentioned, when you open, this is something which is going to open for the very first time. You will have a help dialog box which you can go through. You have some basic tutorials which you can follow. And now let us start with our application. First of all, as a ex student, because now we are employees, as an ex student, a very good suggestion which I and Ayush both would like to give is, don't be scared of any new application. It is just an application. All you're doing is getting your product into it. You're doing some changes. It is up to your creativity. So for this specific application, you have no rules and no responsibilities. You have to use your own imagination, or let's say creativity, to showcase your product. It is like if you have your new suppose a mouse or a mouse pad or your laptop. So the way you explain the features to your friends, that it has so and so display, the mouse is so and so fast, it has so and so buttons you can control. So exactly this imagination which you use, we are going to use into this application. So creative experience is a very easy app. Don't be scared of it. You have a lot of options, which means you have a clean slate, a clean canvas where you can do all your magic. Let's start with the application. We'll discuss some few key capabilities which this application holds. You can create and manage different interactive actors in the experience. When we say actors, it is 3D, 2D, and few logics. You have environments. So here in the actor tabs, you have 3D, 2D, and logic. You have your environments. In simple terms, the backplates or the environment you want to create around your product. You have storytelling, which is a very interesting part, which we are going to cover in more detail in the next webinar. But if you watch our end-to-end scenario video, you will have some glimpses of it. You have your images, sounds, materials, web is as in web applications, web links. You have your correction template. So it is just a project properties through which you can handle your project. Later, let's start with the UI. So very first, you see my name, and you see the multiple collab spaces that I own, that I am part of. But whenever you're working, please check what is your responsibilities. You can get to know more about it with our help dialog box, that what responsibilities you have and what they can do. So I have responsibility of a owner. That means I can edit my product, I can modify it, I can save it, I can share it. So I have all the rights for my product. This is the basic first page which you get here. As Ayush mentioned, if you have new content, you can import, you can get into physical products, 3D part, drawing. So it is a very vast application, and it is up to you how much you want to explore, and how much interest it gets developed. And you also have multiple ways you can play with this application. So share is something we use after our entire pipeline, or after entire project is done. You can save, share, export, and etc. So the main application controls you have here in the bottom tab. We have standard, essentials, assemble, storytelling, as you can see. So you can enhance actors by adding and configuring, which is you have predefined behaviors. So as human has behaviors, our product is also going to have behaviors, and there are some also predefined behaviors such as explode, such as implode, or you can rotate, or if it is a vehicle, that means if it has some vehicle properties, how you can control it, like a realistic vehicle, how you can take it forward, you can give acceleration, you can also have your speed control. So as I mentioned earlier, it is a very interesting app. All you need is some interest to showcase your product as well as possible, and you need to have some discipline so that you sit voluntarily, you explore. The more you explore, the better you're going to get with this application. So let's start with scenarios. What is scenarios? So with creative experience, you can execute the scenarios and behaviors. The experience can be directly played in the app, or also in cross platform player or 3D play for desktop. So in the essential tabs we have few you have few keys or responsibilities which you can apply to your product. So let's start with the camera. Camera, you have multiple types. You can create camera, you can create few geometric primitives such as a cube, sphere, or something, anything which is needed. You have your trigger zone, which creates a cube shaped trigger zone, sphere shaped. It is used further, we can if it is a very detailed explanation, we can dive further into it. You can create a spotlight for your product, you can give a path which your product should follow. You have human actors where you can create humans, and you can help it control your product. And the way Ayush explained, you have multiple ways to import your product. You can search for your name, for the ID which Ayush has provided, for the ID name. From here you can right click here and insert your existing product, or also from here you have insert existing product. So it is up to you, it is up to your comfort how you want to open it. And let's go with assemble. Here you have multiple lighting options. So lighting and cameras are very important aspects of rendering. So you have spotlight, you have point light. The more you explore, what we did initially was we used to just create a cube or a sphere, apply few materials to it, and then create a spotlight and see how the light is reacting to your product, how the product is reacting to your light, what parts are getting highlighted. So if I'm not happy with it, I'll go for a point light, or I'll go for a directional light. You can explore more. As I mentioned, not with your product, you can go with simple a cube, a sphere, or even a torus, a plane. You can open, you can create, and you can just play with lights and cameras. So even in cameras, you have multiple options. You have a plane camera, you have a orbital camera, you have a free camera which can be moved into all directions. You have a first person camera, you have a third person camera, and you have a look around camera. In the storytelling app, we are going to create a few scenarios, some experience animations, and in rendering tab, you can you can create materials, you can insert your existing materials. So let's start. Suppose I have the name or the ID that Ayush has provided. I can directly search, and then as it is a unique ID, you will see only one result, and you can directly go to your drop down and click on open. As it will take some time, I already have it loaded into another creative experience. So when you click open, this is what you will see. This is what Ayush has saved, and he has mentioned that, hey Pradnya, this is the ID. You please work with this for your storytelling or your animations. So when I import it, you will see your properties, your project properties, and your scooter. In this case it is scooter, or your product properties. So you can expose, so you can see multiple levels of this same vehicle, or you can also shift and click so that you can expose it together, and done. So these are some basic parts exported from Ayush, and it is imported. So I have my hub wheel as a different geometry. I have a motor as a different geometry. I have tire. I have front tire. So these are the subcomponents. It is a very easy term. It is a sub-component of your vehicle. Now, when you open, I am not comfortable, suppose, with the grid or the planes or the axis that it is showing, and I want it to be smooth. I want it to look like just a product in a plain blank screen. So here you can go directly and you can turn on any lights if active. You can turn off the cameras if any active. You can turn off the point, path, and grid. So now it is comfortable for me working without grid, but it is up to you. As mentioned, it is your ground to play, and with your comfort you can adjust. So this is how you can control. The basic controls is with the mouse. You have left key, right key, and a scroll button. So when you hit on scroll button, you can pan. Pan in the sense it will move only in 2D, so you can't won't be able to rotate. With panning, if you click your right button, you can rotate, and if you leave your right button, you can zoom. So it will take some time to have some mouse controls. It is very easy, once or twice and you're done. So I'm panning, I'm rotating, and I'm zooming. So it is very important because suppose if I want to work with the wheel and I want to apply materials only for this nut, so I had to zoom. I have to check its properties, that hey, what are the parts for nut, what material I'm going to apply for this specific part. So for that, it is very important that you learn these controls. You can rotate, check. So initially, it is just a tip which you can follow is when you import your data, just rotate and see if all parts are imported. If you see any missing parts, you can. In my case, Ayush is my team member who was looking into SolidWorks. So I can say that, hey, so and so part maybe was not exported. Can you check at your end? What exactly has happened? So I can rotate and see, okay, I have my handle, I have my tire, I have these planes where the person is going to stand. I have both my tires, I have my disc, I have my support pipes, I have my bell, I have also the light which I am going to use. So it is a very important tip that when you're starting with experience, please check all your parts are in. You can check. It has no materials right now, so we can start with materials. So the another application which we use is rendering scene design, where you can apply materials to your car. So when you go to your object properties, I just right clicked, open properties, and I see properties for my vehicle. Here you can adjust the position. You see, I'm just changing few values. I'll get it back to 0. You can rotate. If you see, I'm changing few values. It is rotating. This is my product. And you can also scale. So if you have a reference geometry, now suppose a human is going to ride this scooter, and I already have a human inserted here, and I want to scale it. Now suppose if human is so tiny and your scooter is so large, you can also scale the properties. So now it is at 10, 1, I can go it at 10. You see it has scaled it to the power of 10. Now I get it back to 1. Okay. So when you go to your properties for your object, you go to the drop down and you select to open. So what this will do? This will take your product to rendering scene design, which is also an additional application where we are going to apply materials to our product. Same controls as explained, scroll button, right key and left key.
Pradna, you have
So you have.
apply
Mhm.
a 90-degree rotation on the first axis. That is how I exported it. Otherwise,
Oh,
you'll
okay.
face, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Ayush. With what axis?
Yeah, the first one there. Yeah,
Okay,
perfect. Thanks.
perfect. Thank you. So here you in this drop down in rendering scene design, you will have further options such as create and apply, pick and apply, remove, duplicate, create material from substance and create material from AXF files. So majorly what we will use is pick and apply material, remove material, create and apply material and duplicate material. Now suppose I have this handle and I want a blue color material to my handles. So I'll adjust my product so I can see only the handle part, which is easier for me to also apply materials. I'll go to the drop down, I'll click on create and apply material, which will give me this dialog box. Now, as it is a handle material, what my practice is, I'll name it as handle, or if it is going to be plastic, if it is going to be rubber. Now in this case, suppose I want the name as it is a plastic material, just an assumption, plastic, the color blue, and if you want you can also give your name. I'll start with Pradya. So this is a basic practice where you can give the unique name to your materials because you're going to have many plastics in your product. Now I wanted specifically plastic blue Pradnya, or now I can, as I'm applying only for handle, I can also name it as plastic underscore blue underscore handle. So it is going to be a covering material. It is not a core material. And you have now multiple options such as 3DS PBR, basic, metal, glass, plastic, leather, textile, car paint, immersive, and wood. So these are some already existing materials. Now we will go with 3DS PBR. Now the question why? Because when you click on OK, you will have a material created as 3ds PBR, and the controls you have with this material properties are more. So if you go into metal, I can control only the color. I can only control the saturation of the metal. But if you create 3ds PBR, the very basic material with the covering and the name, you will be able to handle multiple properties. Now, when we mention properties, what exactly the properties do, you will get to know further. So I have this material created in session. I want to apply it to this specific part or this specific part. So it will show you highlighted parts that where it is going to apply. Because I want to apply it to my handle, I'll click with my left click, and I have multiple levels. I can apply it on our very main product. If I click this, the entire product will have this material. I want it only on this part, only on this handle, or only on handle faces. So I want it here, and I click on the green tick. If you don't, it will not apply your material. Make sure that you click, and now you see the material, the new material is applied only to our handles. It will take some time, but now when you check, when you rotate, whatever parts were there in my geometry will get this material. Now I have my material created, but do I want it to be this yellow? No, it looks very bad. So I'll click on that product, click on my right click, which will give edit material appearance. If I click on it, you will have all the properties visible through which you can handle your material. I can move my product a bit at the side. I can zoom in to have more properties. You can also see preview of your material, but with this live changes, you can actually see how it is going to be visible on your product. So the base color, I want it to be blue. If you have some specific RGB values, you can set here. You can play with your HSV values or HSL values. Now I don't have any values right now, but if I have, so my teammates and our entire team has decided that hey, I want so and so metallic blue color, and the RGB is 12, 13, and 126. This is just random numbers. I have no idea what material will get generated, but I have my values, so I can enter here the values which you have decided. Or as I'm doing right now, you can just check manually by rotating our point here. So you have all the range of materials. You can see it here on your vehicle simultaneously in the preview section. You can also check how your material is acting to your changes. So I feel this is some color which I am liking with my product. So I'll say okay. I can control my metallic properties. You see, so similar with the application with the material, you have an open ground. It is empty canvas. You can get all your imaginations in. You also have some very basic tutorials on our suppose YouTube or any books, any tutorials with materials. You can have these properties and you can just adjust. Now I feel that okay, it is a plastic, so I don't think it would have such more shine to it. It won't have any metallicness, so I'll keep it to 0. Now roughness, I feel my plastic is going to be very rough. So when I change it to my maximum limit, you see all the lights or all the reflections from my material is gone. Now I feel that no, this is very you say very rough, and I want to change it back. So you come back, you just play with the properties. Now you go into sheen, you go into your flakes, you go into your coating. Now I want my clear coat intensity to be more and less. So I can just play with my properties. You have your clear coat roughness. Now I want my clear coat, which is the upper shining layer of your material. I want it to be very rough. So I dim it down. You can see here how it is reacting to your materials. Now I get it down. You have multiple, as mentioned, you have multiple properties. It is not something to be scared of. You can have your references and you can just create materials for your entire vehicle. Now, suppose this is my desired material. I have changed everything I could, and now I want this specific color, this specific properties to be on my handles. Now, I know that my material is ready. The name, I have it correct. It has applied on the correct parts. I click on OK. Now, you see, it has reflected on the parts that I have selected, and the other parts are gray. So your task for until our next webinar to all the students is you install this application, you create materials, you apply it to your entire vehicle or your entire product, vehicle in my case, but whatever products you are designing, please apply all the materials so that with the next session, you already have all your materials ready with your product. Now, this was one type. Now I feel this part or this material I want also on these breaks. Now generally we don't, but just to show I can pick and apply, where I can pick this material and it will again give me selection properties that I want to apply it here or here. I want to apply it here. I'll just left click on OK. Now you see, I don't have to recreate the material. I can just pick and apply. So such as materials such as black plastic or black rubber or black leather. In vehicles, you have it on some major parts, or let's say bolts and nuts. I want it to be a particular alloy or a particular steel or a particular plastic. Now I have multiple nuts and bolts in my car or my vehicle. Now, suppose if I create one and apply here, you want it to all the parts such as 1, 2, 3, 4, and also the rear wheel. So do I create this material again and again? No, you just go to pick and apply. You pick your desired material and you can just apply directly to whatever part you want. And this part it is wrong, so I do also undo. So if I select, I want to go back, you can also undo your last selection and you can press escape, which will close your pick and apply term. Now what is erase material? Now I have it applied here on this handle and I also have it applied here on this part, but I don't want my material on this particular part, so I can just remove my material, click on the part, it will go back to what it was earlier. So it will go back to the properties that you had already had existing with the product. And next is duplicate. Now suppose I have my parameters ready for the plastic and I know that it is same material, same properties, just the albedo, which is the color. Now I want to give you a black plastic, so I can duplicate the material that I have already created. You can also have your multiple materials created visible here. I'll go here, I'll apply it, and I'll just change its name to red plastic. And then I can go similarly. Suppose these are all my materials. I have this black plastic already. Okay. This black plastic. Give it some time. It is taking some time, but as you can see, it creates a new material from an existing one. You can create your existing material, you apply, and then you can duplicate it by changing its properties. So this is how you create and apply materials. The more you will explore, the more you will get to know. You also can play with textures. You also can play with the different map, such as normal map, or you say you can play with the UVs of the material. But it is something which we can discuss further in our next session. I see we already are short of time. So you can apply your materials, play with the textures. I recommend you to go and have some references of what material is, what PBR material does. If you have a notepad on right now, just note out all these points, that what are the different types of materials. Now I explained you about PBR, that is physically based basic rendering materials. You can check what are different materials available, what are different maps of material, how what UV does to a material, or how you can change the properties, what was albedo, or what was clear coat, or how I can check the metallicness of my material. So the more you explore, the more you're going to get to know about your product. And when you see, as I have this loaded here in my creative experience, the changes I do in my rendering scene design are automatically going to reflect in my creative experience. The product has synced, and it whatever changes I do in my rendering scene design, it is automatically going to reflect to my creative experience application. You see the properties, whatever the blue plastic I had created, it is already applied on my handle and the geometries which were inside that product. So this is how you do your live rendering or live material applications. And once you're done, just hit Control S, which will save your creative experience, so that next time when you open, you don't have to create all the materials from scratch. You already have your materials, and later you can start with storytelling. So today we can end here with material application, creation application. I again recommend you to install this application as soon as possible. Fill in the survey, get the application done. If you have any queries, you can ask on your communities, on your collab spaces. You can also post your questions on your communities. You can ask the volunteers or the guides who you have or who you know, and get this app installed. It is a very interesting app. I repeat again, in further sessions or further webinars, you can also see how you can import or explode or rotate, or also give certain animations. Now I have my two tires for my scooter, how I can move it the way you can actually run with your scooter. So if you have your application ready, you can follow the same procedure as we are following simultaneously. That is why we are having this hands-on hands training, so that you can apply the same properties on your product, and you will enjoy your application. So I guess, Kundlik, we are done here. If we are
Ye-
open to any questions today.
Yes, I think there are only one question is there, but I think it's for us.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, thank you, Ayush and Pradnya, for this wonderful session. It was indeed a very informative session, and it will definitely help students a lot to present their project in the final design. So I think the questions will come. I will encourage students to ask questions. If
Mm-hmm.
you have any queries, please ask in the Q&A section. Until then, I think I have something to show them, which is about the FDC submission. So I think I will present that till then. Okay, let me share my screen. So first of all, okay, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Kundik.
Okay, thank you. So, first of all, as Ayush explained at the start of this session, there is a survey and there is one post regarding end-to-end workflow for interactive experiences. In that particular post, you will find a survey with which you can fill this survey and get access to your virtual storyteller role. So also there is a system requirement. So I have seen some of the questions in the Q&A section about the system requirement needed. So you can directly go to this page and then you can check for the system requirements. And also you will get the access of this licenses. If you have already filled the survey, please be assured you will get your licenses distributed from this Monday, which is from tomorrow. So from tomorrow you will receive the licenses and you can start your exploring. Okay, so I think this was about the virtual storyteller role. Also, there is a video you can refer. So we are previously we had uploaded the IDC, like published the IDC template and IDC task. So you can find in this welcome post. So all the details regarding, so we explain it in every webinar, like all the information needed to start from start and at like the status of this competition, you can find it in this welcome post. It is very accessible and you can find what all the tasks are ongoing and what you need to do in the next steps. So there is one good news. So we have received a lot of requests for IDC submission extension. So we had already extended it from 7th of August to 14th of August. So it was valid till 14th of August. But since we have received lot of requests from students, what we have done is we have extended it some more. So now if you have not yet submitted your IDC submission, you can post it until the 5th of September, 15th of September, which is also the deadline of this FDC submission. So if you have not yet submitted the IDC, you can go through it and get done with the IDC submission. So now going ahead with the final design concept submission, which is we can say the final stage of this particular competition, in which you will furnish all the final data regarding your project, be it videos, then final presentation, and all the things needed to win this competition. So once you go to this welcome post, you will need to click on this task 3, which is FDC final design concept submission. You can see that it will be starting from 18th August. So for now, we have published the template and the post guidelines. So you can, what you can do is you can start with the publishing, and then you can prepare the template of this task. But the survey will be live from 18th of August, which is tomorrow. So before that, you can get prepare your final submission. So I will click on the task 3, which directs me to the particular post for the FDC submission. So in if you have already submitted the IDC, you may know that there is a step-by-step instructions. So the same kind of instruction were in the IDC too. So you will be like familiar with the process. So there is one template for the presentation, final presentation. So you can click on this template and you can use this template to add the data of your presentations. So I have already downloaded it. Then what I will do is I will open this template. So in this template, okay, I hope the template is visible to you. So its initial slides are kind of similar to IDC. So you will be familiar to that. So in this you need to add your product name, a theme you have selected, then team name, team ID, and the data like that. So in the second slide, it is kind of introductory slide, which is in which you need to add your team member names, the four team member names, then the mentor details. After that, you will need to add some details about your projects. So which is problem identified, which also was added in your IDC, but in this particular slide you have to explain some more since you have progressed from that stage now. Then there is a significance, research findings, then final solution and innovation. Then there is a final CAD product images. So now, since now you have moved on to the final stage, you may have your product designed in the design tool, which may be SolidWorks, which may be XDesign. So you need to add the details in here. Like there will be the product design specification. Also, as this session was about the storytelling and about the renderings, you can add the images which you will have in this slides. So there is also the image adding advantage you get. So you can move ahead to the product design specification. All the details about the information you need to furnish, you get in here. So you can read it and then add the details accordingly. Then there will be the product details. Then there will be the product simulation if you have any. You can add the product simulation. Then there will be the product reflection, design process, impact of your solution. There is if there is a so there should be sustainability aspect since our four themes are about the sustainability. You will need to add you will need to describe the positive impact created by your solution towards sustainability in this particular slide. There will be the business viability. Then there is we are at the end of this slide, which is FDC submission process. So there are some guidelines. So with this presentation, you will also need to add some uh, like videos, which are namely pitch video and journey video. So what is pitch video? You can see here that you need to create a 90 seconds to 2 minutes pitch video for the jury to evaluate. It should tell everything about the project, highlighting the problem, solution, and impact. It's like you are selling your solution as an entrepreneur. So this will be about the pitch video, and then there will be the journey video. So you will in this journey video you need to in the same manner you will need to create 90-second to 2 minutes journey video as a documentation of your journey in Akruti Innovation Competition 2025. So it will include your learnings and experiences. So with this presentation deck, you will need to also submit this both of this journey video and pitch video. So if you have still don't have any idea about this, please don't worry. So we have the reference video with us. So what you can do is just click on this. You can watch the reference videos here. You can click on this link and it will redirect you to one wiki section. So in this, what we have done is we have added some previous years examples. So these are the winning teams in the previous years. So you can just click on the submissions and you can access the templates of this. So like we have this team Kynotomia. So you can refer the pitch video, then journey video, you can open it and refer it. So there is a final product video, final CAD 3D model. So these kind of details you can actually refer in here so that it will be like inspiration for you to create your pitch video and journey video. So you can go through the previous submissions in here. So it's about the presentation. Now we will go back to the step-by-step instructions. So in this slide, in this particular post, you in the second step, you will see the template. So click on the more options menu and select forward. So what you will need to do is there is one template. So the link will be also available in that particular post. So this kind of template will be there in your presentation. So this will be kind of the submission, the same kind of post you have created already in the IDC. So you may be familiar with that. So you will need to refer it going forward. So it is saying Akruti FDC, then there will be the team ID and team name. So what it is saying is you need to click on forward. So once you go here, you need to make sure that you forward this post. So while forwarding, you will need to make sure that you are selecting your team secret community. Please do not post your presentations in here. Do not post in here, which is the global community. If you post in here, your presentation will be visible to all of the participants, which is, I think, which is not a good thing. So you need to make sure that you only select your team community, which was created in the task one. If you post in here, it will not be submitted in the final, like the survey. So you need to make sure that you only select this community, which will be your secret community, team secret community. After that, you will need to click on forward button. So what it will do is it will forward your post in your team community. So for that, I have already created this what we can say, the template team community, and also I have posted in here the FDC template. So once you go there, you will also see the caution note in here, which is post the FDC only in the private team community. Please do not post the FDC in Akruti Innovation Competition 2025 community. So there are also the instructions about it. So how you can forward it. Then after forwarding the post, you need to go to your secret team community, then click on edit. So first, once you go in the edit interface, you need to add your team ID, then your team name. After that, you need to add your member names, then their titles, roles, then the email IDs. After that, there will be the product details. So like final theme and final product name. Once it is done with the basic details, you need to add the final presentation in this section. So we have already seen the final presentation template. You need to fill that template and then post the presentation in this particular section. How you can do that? You can go click on this. So now I need to add the presentation in here. So I will click on here and then click on the upload media from device. So what it will do is it will open my local storage, and I can select the presentation and click on upload. So it will upload the presentation. So this way you can upload your presentation. There is also the section which is asking you the pitch or marketing video. You can access the references from here too. What you will need to do is create your pitch video and then post in this section. The same way I have posted the FDC submission post. Then again go to the journey video. Same way you need to create your journey video. So which will be comprised of the journey of your Akruti Innovation competition till now. So you will need to post that video in here. So there will be the CAD model. So you also need to submit your CAD model in here. So if you have created the CAD model in SolidWorks, you can use the pack and go feature of the SolidWorks to completely zip the file and upload that file in this particular post. So if you have used XApps like XDesign, XShape, you can use the like 3D, you can export the model in 3D XML format and then post in here. So the details about pack and go and details about the XApps are here. So you can click on this link and know more about the pack and go feature. So you can get the step by step instructions to create the pack and go. Also for the X design, you get this we can say help documentation. You can refer that and publish your like export your model and post it in here. So there is also additional data section in which it is asking you the simulation data and rendering image of product. So this data you can already create. So referring this session, so you can you can furnish the virtual store. You can use the virtual storyteller role and create the rendering images and any rendering content you can post in this particular session section. Once it is all done, you will just need to publish the post. So what it will do is it will save your post, including all the presentation, videos, and all the details. Once it is done, you need to click on menu, click on share, share by link, and copy this link. So this link will be copied in your clipboard. So this link you need to post it in the survey. So the survey is not yet active now. So it will be active from tomorrow, which is 18th of August. So you can find the details in here. So all the instruction I have explained are also there in the post. You can refer step by step and create your post. So when you go at the bottom of this post, there is the instruction called survey link. So the survey link will be posted in here the same way in the IDC from tomorrow. So from tomorrow, the link will be active. So please stay tuned and you can start to prepare your FDC submission, and then you can access the link from tomorrow and submit your project from tomorrow. So the link will be valid till 15th of September, which is the date, which is the deadline of this final design concept. So you can go through it. I think we are like, if you have any questions related to this or related to the session on this virtual retailer role, you can post it in the Q&A section. So for the better accessibility, I think Ayush have already posted the link for the end-to-end video. So I will also add that link to the welcome post, so you can get it in the same post which has all the data related to the competition. So it will be accessible to all of you easily. So we have got some questions in Q&A section. Okay, so we have one a question which is during the product design, I need a DC motor to add in my design. I have to design DC motor from the starting, or I can use the design I already have. So, if it is a OEM part like DC motors and so you can refer the part supply. So in the previous webinar session, we have shown the platform called Part Supply, which gives you the standard components like motors and all those things. You can download in the SolidWorks format or any format like 3D XML. So you can download those parts and uh, use this particular part in your design. So you don't need to actually create those OEM parts, since you are all going and buying it from the market. So you can use that part supply platform for that to download the standard components. I am posting the link in that question and also in the chat box. Yes, I have posted. So someone is asking, they have submitted, so I think Walid is asking, he submitted the IDC but didn't get an email to confirm it is okay. So Walid, as in the IDC post, there is one screenshot at the bottom. So it it says that the your IDC is submitted successfully. So if you have received that particular message at the end, then please be assured your submission is already has already reached to us, and it is under the process of evaluation by our judges. So you can be assured. So we have one question: what are the limits for FDC slides? So if you see the FDC slides, all the it is a template. So all the details are asked there. So you need to add the data in those particular sections. So if it is saying you need to explain the working, you can add that working in that particular sections. So if you go with the template and you use those fields to add your data, I don't think you will need extra slides for that. So please stay aligned with the template and add the data in those particular fields. So we have one question just to confirm from Jose. We have already completed task 2, so we are no longer doing it and are focusing only on task 3. Yes, you are correct, Jose. If you have already done with the IDC phase, you can go ahead to the FDC. So this extension thing is only for the ones who have not yet submitted their IDC due to some reasons. So they can post the IDC. If you have already posted your IDC, you can go ahead to the FDC phase and prepare your FDC. And thank you for submission in the IDC. So we are so for to be able to give Alp is asking for to be able to give electronics details of our project. Can we use other products which are non? So we could create our electrical schematics on SolidWorks electrical, but for the PCB, I guess SolidWorks electrical enabled this kind of PCB design. So for the PCB design, if you are going to manufacture, you can use the tools which are official PCB design tools, valid design tools. You can use those if it is not possible in the SolidWorks or any DS tools. So I think we have processed all the questions. If you have any questions related to, okay, for clarity purposes, is there a limit to the number of slides we can add to our FDC? So as I explained, so in the FDC we have all the enough fields we have added. So you can furnish those details in those particular fields. If you wish to add some more details, you can add slides, but we would encourage you all to stick with the template and be aligned with those fields which are already there, since it is already asking enough data about your project, and all the details about your project will be like included in those fields. But if you need to add some like research findings or add some additional data to that, there is already field in the post, so you can use that. But yes, we will encourage you all to stick to the FDC template.
So Kundlik, we do have the poll available
Okay.
now for this session. So I would like to launch the poll. So those who have already attended the session till last and those who are already asking questions, they can give their feedback. I'm going to launch the poll right now. So you can provide your feedback, what kind of suggestions that you want us to work upon, and what kind of more sessions that you are looking for. I can see already many of you have said about session on Similia and one follow-up session on FDC by Mr. Pratik Deshmukh. We will try to connect with him, and we'll see if we can manage one more time slot to have a different session on how you should focus on when you're completing your FDC and when you're creating your pitch videos and the journey videos. So far in the F template of FDC, all the details have been mentioned very neatly. So make sure that you are checking all those details. There are some reference videos of previous year winners. Their pitch videos, their journey videos are also have been added. So I kindly request all of you to go through that as well and try to make your videos more interactive, more, I would say, with more creativity so that you can, our evaluation team can get impressed and they can actually give you good marks for that.
Great. Yes, they can like provide their suggestions and feedback in the Q&A section. Also, some of the participants have asked about the recording. So yes, this session, so they have particularly told that there is a lot of information shared in this half of this session. So it was about the 3DEXCITE like virtual storyteller role. So yes, this session is already recorded and all the recordings can be found in the community. So I will just show you how to find. So most of you already must be knowing how to find the webinar recordings. You can also like I will show it regardless. So you can go to this community. So there is highlighted post of one we have already seen, which is Welcome Akruti Innovation Competition 2025 post. You can go at the bottom, which is saying that the webinar updates and recording. So all the recordings of the webinar sessions conducted till now are already present in this particular post. So you can go through all the webinar sessions, past webinar sessions from here. Also, at the bottom, there is an introduction to 3DEXCITE Creative Experience, which is currently ongoing webinar. So you can, so it is now saying register now, but as soon as this webinar session is completed, we will be posting the recording soon. So you can click the button called watch the recording here will be live then. So you need to click on that button like this and you can see the recording. Also, you can also access the post of that webinar recording. You can also find the webinar recording and the details about that session in here. So this is how you can access your webinar recordings. Okay, so we have one question for the final. Should we submit a design CAD file or will it be examined by PPT and video? So as explained in the FDC instruction slide, in the template you will also need to add your CAD file, which may be a SolidWorks part file or the 3D XML file, whichever format there is, you need to add that particular design file in there. So I think without the CAD file, you must add the CAD file in the final presentation post. So You can also see the instruction slide and like refer that to add your CAD data. So that CAD data will also be examined by our judges to get better idea of your project. So from the videos and PPT, we will get the instructional data about your project, right? But for the visual representation, you must add your CAD files. So we have one question. What if our CAD is not that perfect but has an idea and PPT to explain? Will it be okay? But design is not that good in motion study. Okay, so in order like since the CAD data is like visual representation of your final product, like you need to add the particular explanation about how it is going to work and all. But if you are worried about the how it is going to be evaluated, I think I will show you how you can refer that data. So once you go to this community, you will see the wiki section. Then there is a rubrics of this competition. So for all of you, if you can refer in here how on which particular aspects your presentations will be evaluated, and all the details about IDC and FDC evaluation are already present in this particular particular rubrics document. So in here we you can see the evaluation process guidelines. So there is criteria. So on this particular criteria, your project will be evaluated. So there is a stage one, which is IDC post completion. So you can see that 25% of the weightage, which will get counted in the final score of the team. Then there is a stage two, which is final product design and pitch evaluation. So in this, so first criteria you can see, which is the 3D modeling. So it is for the part and assembly. This is the first thing the judges will be like evaluating. So in the description you can see, are the parts correctly modeled using proper features like sheet metal, weld metal, etc. So on this particular points, your 3D model will be evaluated. So it must have some detailed explanation like visual representation, how your part is going to work and all those things you can do. So the CAD, I think CAD model should include enough details. So it will be detailed one since you are designing the product. Okay. Okay, so we have one question. If our project includes programming code, do we need to submit it in the final file? So if it like contributes to the explanation of your project, then yes, you can add it in the final file for the supporting documents. But we would encourage you to add like all the data which will help you to to be aligned with this particular criteria. So you can refer these criteria and add the details accordingly, which are needed and which are not needed. So if these all these criterias are fulfilled, then you can be assured that your evaluation will be good. So you need to like be aligned with these criterias. So for please, if you have not yet referred to this post, like rubrics of the competition, please like view this post and see all the details and read all the details. So I think we don't have any questions now. S- So I think we will close this session for now. So if you have any questions related to this session, related to anything regarding this competition, you can post in the community here. So you can post a question in here and we will answer your questions in here. So thank you so much. Thank you for Ayush, thank you Yash, thank you Shubham for attending the session. Also thank you to Pradnya. So we will be closing this session now. Have a great day to all. Bye bye.